Hi, hope you're having a great day. You're watching JUG Entertainment, and for this video, I'm going over the top 10 scenes of the Batman movie, which I just rewatched it since it just came out on HBO Max. So in honor that it just came out on HBO Max, I'm making this video. I'm very curious, did you rewatch the Batman now that it came out on HBO Max, or did you watch it for the first time now that it came out on HBO Max? I'm definitely curious. Tell me down in the comments. But anyways, in honor of that, I'm making these top 10 scenes now that I have finally rewatched it, and I think I have a very nice concrete list of what are the top 10 scenes. So yeah, I'm very excited for you to join in this conversation, and hopefully you end up enjoying this video, and hopefully you end up telling me your own list down in the comments. So yeah, without any more to do, let's get started. Alright, so starting off with some quick honorable mentions, and I have 4 honorable mentions. Some of these scenes are just were right there on the edge of making it, but they couldn't make it. So starting with the first honorable mention, that's going to be the launch fight scene, which is whenever he goes to the club and he's like fighting everybody because he wants to find the Penguin. At the very start of the movie, it was a really cool fight scene, where, like, especially since it was like red, like the red shining light, and he was like fighting everybody. He was like really beating everybody up, and they were hitting him back and everything. Like, I thought that was a really nicely done fight scene. The problem with that is that it was like less than a minute. It was like way too short. If it was longer, if it was like, I don't know, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, I would have definitely put it in my top 10. But it was way too short, so that's why it didn't make it top 10. But what we did get, the like 45 seconds that we got, were really nice. So that was pretty cool. I just wish it was a little bit longer, to be honest. That's the only complaint I have. Alright, going on to the next honorable mention, and that is going to be the Joker scene. Whenever he's like, well, I think that's how it goes. He goes something like, the less you have, the more one is worth, and then it's like, it's friends. That was a pretty nice riddle for starters, and I was very excited whenever I saw the scene in theaters. I was like, oh my god, it's a Joker, and I'm still pretty excited. I think that's really awesome. It's not integral to the movie or nothing, which is why it's not in the top 10. I think it's just a really nice thing to have, especially standing up to Joker. I think that's just really cool. It just couldn't make it to the top 10. But regardless, I think it's a really cool scene. The next honorable mention, which was originally my top 10, but it had to drop down due to other scenes, and that is the opening scene with the Riddler. Whenever he kind of like, he stands on the behind the one of the candidates of the mayor, and he kind of like he kind of just appears and he like hits him and everything. I thought it was very horrific. It was like a very nice horror type of thing. Whenever he gets the tape and everything, I think you can tell that he's psycho, that he's crazy, and I think that's just a really cool scene to have in the movie. It was a really nice scene. Definitely sets up the tone for the movie, and like I said, it's like kind of like a horror movie vibes, which I really like. So amazing scene. Like I said, just couldn't make it to the top 10. And the other one was exposing corruption whenever we go to the club, and the Batman, and Selena has like the Batman cameras on her eyes or whatever, and they had to like make IDs for everybody, and they realized like, oh my god, so many people are corrupt here, the DA, this person, this other person, this person, all those people. So I thought that was really cool and really awesome. So I'm just saying that's a really cool scene. I just didn't think I made it to the top 10 because I didn't think anything was like really nicely performed. I didn't think it had like good acting or nothing, but I think it was a pretty nice scene. I think it just set up a really nice chemistry dynamic between the Batman and Catwoman. So I thought that was cool. So yeah, those are my honorable mentions. Okay, now let's actually move on to my top 10. And number 10, and that's going to be Falcone telling Batman what happened with his dad. And yeah, he did lie. He told him lies. He was telling him about how he was a mayor, right? Or he was running for mayor, and how one of the reporters found out that Martha had like some things for Arkham Asylum and everything, and how because of that his dad Thomas Wayne was trying to buy out the reporter, and he didn't want to, so he managed to call Falcone, and he told Falcone to scare him. You know, he told him to put the fear of God on him, something like that, which that was a really nicely delivered line by Falcone. But like whenever he said that, I was like, this guy is scary. This guy means business. You know, this guy is definitely very dark and serious, and I can definitely see why he contacted you to do this job. And then he ended up killing the reporter, and so yeah, and so he kind of tells him the lies, and he kind of tells him that this other person killed his dad and everything. He's a really good manipulator. You can definitely tell he's a really good manipulator, which is really cool. So yeah, I think Falcone was like an excellent villain for the movie. I think he was a really amazing manipulator, and I think that scene definitely shows it. And you definitely see Bruce Wayne's kind of like rage to find out the truth, the truth. So yeah, I think that was a really powerful scene for Bruce Wayne's character as a whole. So that's why it's at my number 10. I think it's just very nicely acted, which is why it's at my number 10. All right, moving on to my number 9 scene. And my number 9 scene is going to be whenever Selena, which is Catwoman, tries to kill Falcone, and that's a really cool scene. That's a really awesome scene. She kind of goes there. She kind of goes in line, telling her that she's looking for her friend. And obviously Falcone killed her, but he doesn't want to talk to that, so he's like, whatever. He's like trying to like, oh, yeah, don't worry, I'll handle it, don't worry. And then he goes to check out the TV because something happened to the TV, and boom, Selena takes out the gun and she's ready to kill him. And during that same scene, the Batman kind of is like breaking into the club and everything, which I thought was a really cool scene. Whenever they're like shooting him, and his thing is bulletproof, but it's like the room is dark, so every time they shoot him is whenever you see him, and then like he's beating up everybody. That was a really cool scene. That was really awesome. Anyways, moving on from that, whenever they finally get to Falcone and you see Selena's like fighting him, and it's like a really brutal fight where like he's like choking her where the 8-ball pool stick, and she's like scratching his face and everything, and it was like this really amazing fight. And then finally, whenever she gets the upper hand and she's about to shoot him, and the Batman stops her, and he's like, don't, it's not worth it. And she's like, he has to pay, and he's like, you don't have to pay with him. You paid enough. That was a really awesome line, like really, really awesome line. I think it was awesomely delivered from Robert Pattinson, and I thought Selena was played amazingly from Zoe Kravitz. That scene definitely portrayed, it was portrayed so well by Zoe Kravitz. So great job to her. And yeah, I think it was just an amazing, amazing scene. I thought it really brought full circle the character Selena, and it kind of showed the moral code of Batman even more. So I thought that was really, really awesome. All right, moving on to my number 8 scene, and that's going to be whenever the Riddler talks to Batman in Arkham Asylum. So Riddler gets arrested, and he's in Arkham Asylum, and you know, first of all, he starts saying some things about Bruce Wayne, and you know, Batman gets scared. He's like, oh no, he knows who I am. He's looking at the cameras. He's like, they're gonna find out who I am. He's freaking out, and then we realize, oh no, he's not. He doesn't know who he is. He's just saying it because he felt to kill Bruce Wayne. You know what I mean? And I think he brought some really good points about Bruce Wayne. He was like, everybody was like, oh my god, poor Bruce Wayne. Whenever he was in a mansion, he was an orphan, but he was in a mansion with all the money in the world. Meanwhile, real orphans are like here, 32 a room, rats, babies die in winter. I thought that was like really a really nice comparison. I was like, he has a point. I'm not gonna lie, he has a point. He has a really strong point. So that was really, really good. And then whenever he's like, we're working as a team, you know, I'm the brain, you're the muscle, you know what I mean? I thought that was really, really cool. And then when he starts like freaking out, kind of like really freaking out, he's like, what? No, this isn't supposed to happen, whatever. And then he starts singing randomly, which I thought was really funny. And everything. I think it's just very nicely acted from the Riddler side and the Batman side. Whenever Batman starts losing it and he's like hitting the glass and everything, he's like, what did you do? Just like really awesome stuff. I thought that was all really, really good. So I just gotta say, amazing scene. And that's thanks to the performances. I think the performances were so strong. Specifically from Paul Dano, I thought he did an amazing job playing the Riddler, and especially that scene, definitely portrayed that scene so well. Like, that's really, really good. I thought it portrayed like his psycho side, like the fact that he gets mad really easily, that he loses it really easily, the fact that he's really smart and everything. I thought it all came together really well in that scene, so I thought that was an amazing scene for the Riddler, and an amazing scene for just had antagonist in the hero talk. I thought that was really, really awesome. So yeah, that's why it's my number 8. Alright, moving on to my number 7 scene, and that's going to be the ending, where Batman is choosing to give hope to Gotham, and this happens right after he saves him from the flood, in that really cool shot where he's like carrying the stick, and it's like red, and it's like water, and he's carrying everybody, the mayor, the kid, everybody out. That was a really cool scene. And then he's like saying that he wants to give Gotham hope, you know, he was being vengeance, now he wants to give Gotham hope, he wants to be a symbol of hope. And I think that was a really, really cool scene. He's saving everybody from the flood and everything. He narrates what happened, like it's like 3 days, Gotham's still underwater and everything. Oh yeah, I think that was like really, really awesome stuff. I thought it was really nice the way they brought his character arc full circle. I think it's really, really nice. I think it worked a lot. So yeah, overall, I just thought it was an amazing ending. I wish that would have been the ending for the movie and not the ending that they had with Selena, because that kind of it kind of felt a little bit more distorted. I thought that the way that scene ended was like a beautiful ending, just to bring his character arc full circle, to show that he's hope now for Gotham. Like, even after all these bad things, Gotham has to rebuild and it can be even a better place and everything. I think that's just really awesome. I like whenever he's like, I don't know if I can ever fully save the city, but I gotta try. Amazing stuff. So alright, that was just an amazing scene for me, which is why I'm at number 7. So yeah, now moving on to my number 6 scene, and this scene was so cool, and that is the car chasing, the Batmobile scene. Wow, what a cool scene. It was a really awesome. From the moment you hear that engine, and then like he starts chasing the penguin, and the penguin's like going crazy and everything. Amazing scene. I don't have no idea how the penguin's car was that fast, because it did not look fast, but holy crap, his car was really fast. And wow, what an amazing scene. I just gotta keep saying it. It was an amazing scene. It was super epic. You can definitely feel the power of both cars, but specifically the Batmobile, when it was like the motor was like super loud. I like whenever the penguin's like trying to shoot him, and you see the glass starting to crack and everything. And like whenever the penguin's like trying to dodge all the traffic, and he's like, God dang it, he's stuck in traffic. It was really good. You start feeling the tension and everything whenever he like he brakes so the truck can like fall over and everything. Like, I thought the penguin played that really well. I thought he was being really smart about it, and I thought Batman was being really smart about it too. I thought it was like really cool car chasing. It felt very real. I liked the way the camera was like very immersive into the car chasing. I thought it was like really nicely done. So I really like the car chasing, and to end it all off, when everything blows up and he like goes up the ramp, and the penguin's performance, like the actor's performance, I forgot his name, but his performance was so well done. Like in that scene when he's like, yes, I got you, and he's like super happy that he got him. He's like, he's like so epic. He's like, I can't wait to tell this story to everybody else. You know what I mean? He's super proud of it. Obviously, I would be proud of killing the Batman too. But he's super proud of it. And then the Batman comes out of the fire, kind of Ghost Rider style, with the car like on fire. And he like bumps into the car, he breaks it, and the car starts flipping over. awesome stuff. And then obviously you get the amazing theme, dun dun dun, and then like he's like walking, you can hear the steps, kind of like if he was a cowboy with like you can hear the steps, boom boom, and like you just see the fear in Penguin's eyes, and it's just such an amazing shot. It's super awesome, and overall I just thought it was an amazingly done scene, like really cool scene, amazing directing from Matt Reeves in that scene, and amazing performances from the Penguin. I thought he did an amazing job performing that scene, especially when he was like, "I got you." He was just like so funny in that moment. I thought he was really funny. But yeah, intimidating. Like I was like, "Yep, I'm scared of Batman. He's amazing. Like holy crap, that is scary." So yeah, amazing scene. All right, moving on to my number 5th scene, and that is going to be the funeral scene. And this funeral scene was really nicely done. I was very impressed by this funeral scene actually, and by what I mean by the funeral scene, I mean, whenever the guy goes in there into with the car crash, and he's like, he has a thing, the DA has like this bomb on his neck, and he has like the phone and everything, and the Batman comes in and he's like helping him solve the riddles. That was an amazing scene. I just love, because you get to see how Batman is so smart and everything, and how he's like really trying to help out, and how scared this guy is of like the secret. He's like, no, if I tell them, I'm gonna die, bro. I'm gonna die. That was really good. I really thought it was an amazing scene. It was like the tension was building. You can definitely feel the like just how scared the DA was. He was like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. He was freaking out. You know what I mean? I love the riddles. You know, if justice is blind, and stuff like that. All that was really awesome. I think it portrayed how psycho once again the Riddler really is. And the only problem that I really have with that scene is that whenever that bomb blew up, I have no idea how Batman is not dead. He was like this close to him, so I have no idea how he's not dead. I think Batman should be dead after that, because I don't know what type of armor he's having, but at least this part of his face should be dead. So I just gotta say that. But amazing scene. I thought, like I said, very tension. Like you can feel the tension, which I thought was very real. And it kind of, I really like the tone of that scene as well. Like it was like basically done perfectly for me. So I really like that, and I like how it actually ends with him dying, because he's so scared. I thought that was like a really strong choice. So yeah, that's why it's my number 5th scene. Alright, now moving on to my 4th scene, and that's going to be whenever Batman gets surrounded by cops, just right after the funeral scene, and that's whenever he's like, he wakes up and he's in the middle of all these cops, and they're like, let's take off his mask or whatever, and they're like trying to take off his mask, and he's just like fighting these cops and everything. I thought it was like a really cool scene, especially whenever like that one guy pulls his Batman ear. I was like, no, don't pull his Batman ear, that hurt me, you know what I mean? I was like, not the Batman ear, and then like he punches him. I thought that was really cool, and he's like, I got you on assaulting an officer, and he's like, you got me on assaulting 3. That was a really cool scene. So awesome stuff, and I specifically loved the Gordon dynamic that he has in that scene. Whenever he's like, give me 2 minutes with him, and he's like, you need to get out of here, punch me in the face, do this, do that. And he's like, who's the guy with the mustache? And he's like telling him and everything. And he's like, you think he traffics for the Penguin or whatever, and everything, and all that type of stuff. I really like their dynamic, Gordon and Batman. I think they have amazing dynamic. This scene definitely showed it. I think it was like really nicely done, and then he punches him in the face and he starts running out. Like that's some really good stuff. I just thought it built the tension. It showed the detective side of the story. It showed how Batman really plays everything really smart. You know, he really thinks about everything before he does anything. And I think that was like really cool scene. So overall, just an amazing scene, and it really shows once again the dilemma between Batman and the cops, like the constant fighting between them and everything, and how Gordon is really the only one that really does care about Batman, and that Batman really does trust in the Gotham police. So I thought that was all really cool. So yeah, really good stuff. Alright, moving on to my number 3rd spot, and that is going to be whenever Selena puts in the bat signal, and Batman sees the bat signal, and so it's Gordon, and they arrive there. They're like, I thought you caught the bat signal. And I was like, I thought you caught it. And they go up there, and they see that it's Selena. And Selena is completely beating the crap out of this one cop who was involved with the capture of her friend Annika, and it's like a really good scene in my opinion. That is a really good scene where he's like, she had her, and like she caught him or whatever, and then like you see the phone call, and it's like a voicemail, and oh my god, that was some really like wow. Like the girl was like, hey, like what's his name, Falcone was like, what did he tell you? And he was like, that you're a very important man, that you said something about Melania or something, and that you own the drops or something. And then he's like, it's okay, it's gonna be okay. And like he starts strangling her, and you can hear that through the phone. It's like, wow, that's really strong stuff. I was like, I can definitely see why Selena's so mad. Like I would be pissed too. Like, oh my god, kill that guy. You know what I mean? Like I really wanted him to kill that guy. And I really felt every punch that she was throwing. She was going all out. She was like, I really felt it. And how Batman's really trying to stop her from killing him. Like he's really trying to not let her go out and kill somebody, because he doesn't want her to cross that line, because he feels like after he crosses the line, yeah, there's no going back, you know what I mean? Which there really isn't. So he has a good point. So yeah, and she like throws him off the building, but like Batman grapples him and pulls him back up and everything. That was really really cool. And once again, I think it shows the dynamic between Batman and Catwoman really nicely. I saw the dynamic between Batman and Gordon really nicely. I think they had outfit really nicely, and also showed the corruption in Gotham once again with the guy being a police cop, how he was like he really was like, oh thank God Gordon you're here, like he was going to defend him and everything. So I thought it was like really cool. I think it just shows the great dynamics that these three characters have within each other, and I just really love that. So amazing scene. It definitely deserves to be in my number third spot. All right, moving on to the second spot, and this was a very closely about to be the first spot, so it was like right there. And that is the Alfred in the hospital scene. Right after he gets blown up, he goes to the hospital, and Bruce Wayne goes to him after Falcone told him that who killed his dad and how he sent somebody to kill the reporter and everything and everything. And Bruce, the first thing he tells him whenever he sees him is like, "You lied to me, Alfred," and that was like devastating. I was like, oh, I felt so bad for Alfred in that scene. But oh my God, was that scene amazing? Like it was so emotional. Whenever he was like, I thought I'd never feel fear again, but I realized that I have one more fear left, and that's like losing the people I care about again. You know what I mean? And being alone and everything. I thought that was like amazing. Like I thought that the character expression in that scene was super nicely done. I thought Alfred and Batman's dynamic was my favorite dynamic from the movie. I really wish we got more of it. I felt like we got very little of it in the movie. Because I thought they had the best dynamic in the movie. I thought they had like a kind of like a father and son dynamic, but not really. And it was just like a really nice dynamic. And in that scene, you can definitely see it. You know, Alfred is in the hospital. He's just like he's trying to tell him the truth about his parent, his dad, his death, and everything. He's like he's a good man. He didn't send anybody to kill him. He was devastated after he finally like he killed somebody and everything. I thought that was like really nicely done. And overall, I just really loved how close Bruce and Alfred really are, and that scene really portrays it. Whenever he's like, "You're like a father to me" and everything, and it was like, oh, it just hit right in the heart. You know, it just hit right in the feels. And I thought it was very nicely acted from Robert Pattinson and Andy Serkis. I thought they did an amazing job portraying that scene, especially Andy Serkis. I think he did an amazing job, really selling that scene a lot. And I thought it showed like the soft side of Bruce and Batman. You never really see the soft side of Bruce, so I thought that scene really like, oh, that just shows the soft side. It's usually just like a girl that has a soft side for, so it's really nice to see that he's close with Alfred, to see that close bond with Alfred. We usually don't see that much. We know that it's there, but we don't see it that much. In this situation, we realize, yes, he's scared of losing him. He loves him. He does this, he does that, and he really does care about Alfred, which is just so nice to know. So yeah, that's why it's my second scene, and it was really the heart of the film. I think it was like the perfect scene in the film. So amazing scene. That's why I said it came very close to being the first place, but unfortunately that was an even better scene than that. And for the first place, and I think you know what that is, and that is around the start of the movie in the shadow scene, whenever he's kind of narrating what's going on, and he's like, I've been Batman for 2 years, and he's like two years of nights and one day have made me into an eternal animal and everything. And he's like narrating what's going on, and it's like you see like these three criminals doing different stuff. One of them is like robbing from a shop. He's like give me your money or whatever. The other one is like vandalizing a certain important place, and the other ones are like about to beat up a guy in the subway, which is really messed up. You know what I mean? He didn't even do anything to them, so they're kind of mean. And so yeah, and then he's like seeing how this place is like rotted, like it's really bad. And then you see the bat signal, and it's like, oh my God. And it's like, but when that signal hits, it's not just a call, it's a warning. And then you see like the different criminals, when they see that signal, and they look at the darkness, and then they're all scared of it. That was super cool, especially whenever like the guy's paint bottle kind of slides into the darkness, and he just looks at the darkness, and he's like scared of it. He's like, screw that, I'm not getting that back, and he like runs out. But that was really cool. Whenever the guy that's stealing from the shop, he looks at the dark alley, and he's like he looks up first at the bat signal, and he looks at the alley, and he's like, and then like he kind of gets like a car hits him, and he like automatically starts running. So that was super funny, and that I think it's amazing portrayal of Batman. You know, I think that he uses fear to his advantage. That's basically Batman. He uses fear to beat these criminals up and everything. That was amazing. It's a warning. It is a warning. You know what I mean? If I was a criminal and I saw the bat signal, I would be like, oh my God, we got to get out of here right now. We got to go hide. You know what I mean? So it is a warning. I never thought about it that way, and that's just an amazing way to explore the character of Batman. It just completely works. And then he goes to the subway, and he comes out of the shadows, and then he starts beating the crap out of everybody, and he's like, I'm vengeance, and he like beats him, everybody. Like, it was just amazing. It shows his brutality. It shows how he uses fear as a tool, how the bat signal is really just an amazing like way to like scare off criminals and everything. And I just absolutely love that. I like the reputation that Batman has built now and everything. I thought it was like really, really cool. So all that scene was basically perfect. Like I really can't tell of a different way to make the scene even better, because I really do truly believe that scene was perfect. Like it was really, really good. It was amazing. So yeah, I think that scene was perfect. I think it set the tone for the movie amazingly. It showed us what the Batman's all about. It showed us how this movie's really gonna explore Gotham and the fear of criminals and how Batman's reputation is out there and everything. And basically, it's just perfect. That's why it's my number one scene. So yeah, that's my top 10 scenes from the movie, along with some honorable mentions. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, then please make sure to leave a like. It really helps out the video. So please leave a like if you enjoyed this video. As well as tell me your own ranking all in the comments. I'm definitely very curious, especially now that it came out on HBO Max. You can watch the movie more times. You can think about, okay, this scene was better, this scene was better, all that type of stuff. Tell me all your own ranking down in the comments, some of your top 3 at least. I'm definitely curious to know that down in the comments. I'm definitely gonna read them and I'll definitely respond. As well as just subscribe for more content. I've done more Batman videos. If you want to check out my characters rank video, check it out right here. I've covered the box office. I'm thinking of doing a spoiler review. We'll see about that. We'll see how this video does. But overall, just subscribe for a lot of other content: Marvel, DC, Star Wars, box office, just basically anything like that. Subscribe for all the content that I'm sure you're going to enjoy. And yeah, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And this is JG Entertainment out.